This episode is brought to you by All Work, All Play, live film and esports event in theaters July 21st.
And intense. Action. You see it? Oh, God. All right, wait for it, Emily. Wait. And look. Cut. Good. One more.
Welcome to FilmRiot, the show that takes mystery out of the effects and techniques, goes some of your favorite Hollywood films. I'm your host, Ryan Conley, and it is nice to say that again. First off, we have a new updated look. As you saw, we were way overdue for an upgrade, and I love what Stark came up with. Hopefully, you guys dig the new open in style too. And another thing is our latest short. We did this one in collaboration with HitFilm, since as of today, they have launched their HitFilm Express software for free. Yes, you heard me. Free. It's really solid software for editing and VFX, especially if you're just starting out, and it's free, so there's that. A lot of you have always asked me where you can find good free software, and until now my answer was usually, you can't. But now, you can. So check that out on their website right here. You'll find our faces plastered all over it. It was a super fun project to be a part of, but again, with this release, we created a new short. If you have not seen that, go watch the short right here before watching this, because we're about to spoil all the fun. So after talking with fine folks over at HitFilm, we decided that something using a portal gun would be a lot of fun, but I didn't want to do something that hinged on the gun too much. I thought it'd be more fun to have this over-the-top scenario where you don't even need the portal gun for it to work, but then drop the portal gun in after that and see what happens. Sort of a fun exercise. And this one was shot for incredibly low budget for what we were trying to pull off. All the cast and crew donated their time. The location was free, and of course, the location was this awesome place, which was actually this chicken feed factory. And they were cool enough to let us use it for free because, well, we asked. So again, for great locations, just scout around and ask questions. You will be surprised what you can find. For this project, since we were in the middle of FilmRiot's Epic Summer, when we shot it, I didn't really have any prep time. I was finishing the script the night before we shot, and I didn't have any time to do any shot list, storyboards, or any planning at all for that matter. So once we got to the location, I quickly ran through the sequence with Josh Nepper, who was my DP on this one. We talked out what we would be shooting, and then decided to start off with the Inspire shots that we needed. But of course, nothing ever goes to plan. So we just got to the location not too long ago. We're setting everything up. We were going to start with our Inspire shots, but then we found out that this train is actually going to be gone in 30 minutes, which is a big part of one of our scenes. So we dropped everything else. Josh is rushing to get the camera set so we can shoot this out before the train gets here in 30 minutes time. So here's hoping. So once we had that info, it was a mad rush to shoot out this scene before we lost the train. So the first thing we did was to block out the scene with the actors, make sure they understood everything that we'd be getting in this space so we could move really quickly. Then we went handheld, which we shot on Nepper's Red Dragon, and of course we shot 6K because why not? And we were using Rokinon lenses thanks to the lovely people at LensProToGo. I actually dug the Rokinon lenses. Lower cost for sure, but a solid cinema lens for the price. And I love shooting like this. Proximity was shot in a very similar way. All go, very little waiting, just 100 miles an hour all day, and I love it. But while shooting this scene, one thing that I figured out quickly is that Josh and Emily reacted to being shot at much better when I actually fired an automatic airsoft gun that we brought for this. It was CO2, so it made a pretty loud sound when fired. The difference in performance with and without the sound was pretty massive, so I proceeded to annoy them with it for the rest of the shoot. And as we shot out cards, meaning fill them up, we would run to our DIT station to empty them, which was less of a DIT station and more of just my laptop and an external hard drive. But Ryan Schroeder was helping us out with that and running production sound for us as well. Which, speaking of sound, every time we were in a moment where we had to wait for something, for cards to unload, giving the actors a rest, lunch, whatever, Ryan Schroeder and I would go off and record as much location sound as possible.
Ryan looks ridiculous right now while holding a box of food. That's what I get. I was making fun of you and then immediate justice.
We got walking and running on pretty much every surface that was there, different sounds of the train, general ambience, and so on. This is always a good practice, but when shooting action, it's an absolute must. The more sound you can layer in from the actual space, the more exciting you're gonna be able to make it feel. But we'll talk more about that in another episode. After we busted our butts to knock out this scene, we found out that the train wasn't leaving that day after all. That's fine. We got our shots and moved on to the next thing, which was this first portal exit.
Nope.
I held off shooting VFX till the last day, so here I just shot around where the portal would actually be, and we really lucked out with light. We were racing the sun to try to get all the shots we needed for the day and ended up finding the perfect light for that end shot. So once we had all that we needed from the silo, we set up and shot that end peel out shot for the film, which is where we put the credits, and it was Josh Nepper's idea to shoot it in slow motion, which ended up being the perfect ending. Then we grabbed the bike shots, and that was our final shot of day one. Now we sponsor, and then we nay-nay. All Work, All Play is a new film about the growing world of esports featuring top players and esports personalities. It offers a never-before-seen look at the world's fastest-growing sport. The film premieres in theaters July 21st along with a live-stream professional esports match. Visit esportsincinema.com to buy tickets and reserve your chance to see your favorite players on the big screen. Day 2 again started with planning things out with Nepper, like pros. This day we set up on our Ronin, which Nepper was able to operate all day long thanks to the assistance of the Easy Rig, which we also got thanks again to those sexy devils at LensProToGo. I love them. With the Ronin and Easy Rig combo, we're still getting a great handheld vibe that I wanted, but also smoother shots while running. And if we want, we can get shots that almost look like they're on a dolly. Staying on a Ronin all day really helped us to move incredibly fast since we can just jump between running shots and still stable shots without having to switch up any rigging. It's good loving. First shots up for the day were all the corridor running, which Nepper handled like a graceful gazelle evading a predator. After that, it was on to some sexy slow-mo action. For this, I really wanted to sort of poke fun at that Michael Bay type moment, and I mean, who doesn't love some slow-mo goodness? For some of the wind that was happening, we brought our industrial blower. Stop it. We used this to give some movement to Todd's hair and jacket and kick up some dirt, which you saw in the shot. I also had a great Michael Bay moment where Todd is getting out of the car and we make his jacket fly out, but it didn't fit into the cut, sadly, so I had to get rid of it. The funniest part during shooting all that slow-mo stuff was Josh falling off his bike. Hilarious every time. Again, we were racing the sun to get all of our shots. We moved on to the opening scene, then ended the day with that exchange scene, which all these dialogue scenes at the location were a massive pain to shoot. At the location, they had this compressor there that would go on every 14 minutes and stay on for 7 minutes, and it was incredibly loud. So we ended up having to time it so that we would know when it would come on and shut off. So when it was off, we were shooting all the dialogue stuff, and when it was on, we were getting mostly MOS stuff, meaning shots that didn't require sound.
I said come alone.
Time's up.
We literally shot on this day until the sun was gone, but since we were shooting on red, I knew I'd be able to match these shots up well enough later. So in this exchange scene, we had shots taken in the morning, some in the afternoon, and some right before the sun went down. And if you pay attention, you can actually see the sun jumping around a bit, but after balancing it all out, it works pretty invisibly. And that was day 2. We still have day 3 and a pickups day, which was the first time I've ever had to get pickups, but we will get to that next episode, along with how we shot the VFX. Of course, check out HitFilm's page right here. All the portal effects were done in their software, and on their page, you can watch a bunch of tutorials on editing, the portal VFX, muzzle flashes VFX, and download some footage from the film for free to do your own editing with. So make sure you go here for all of that. Links are also in the notes, and I'll see you guys next time.